Hello and welcome to 2026. This is your guide, Sarah Otis, in Healing Hands Holistic Therapies, and this is our New Year reading. And I had posted this image on my social media and was inviting you to focus in on each of the images. Which one calls to you? Which one speaks to you? Listen to that gut intuition, which jumps off to you or jumps out at you the most, and go with that one. So just kind of focus there a minute before we get started to make your selection of which of the four images speaks to you. Okay. Final selection. If you need to, pause the video while you tune in. So we are going to go ahead and get started. So I went and sat with all my different decks to see which ones wanted to come forward to bring forth the messages. And the ones that came through, look at my stack over here, we've got the Soul's Journey lesson cards, and those are by James Van Prague. Then we've got the Crystal Spirits Oracle from Colette Baron Reed. We've got the Postcards from Spirit from Colette Baron Reed. The Universe Has Your Back from Gabriel Bernstein. I Can Do It cards by Louise Hay. And then the final ones were the Power Thought cards by Louise Hay. So let's go ahead and get started. So for image one, that one's wanting to, there's something here in this one. Hold on. Well, I think all three of them want to come through because they're sticking. So, and I'm having to learn to, because the way my camera is, I'm going to have to do them in the opposite of my view. I have so much space before I lose screenshot. All right. That's a new crystal I haven't heard of. Which one is? Let's do. Trying to. Like I say, this is a new way to do it, so I am patience as I work through the opposites of direction here. Okay. These we'll read in a minute. And then our final is our postcard from Spirit. Ooh, I'm going to go back into the deck. And that one I'll keep hidden. All right, so this one's talking about failure. I understand. What is it? I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. And that's, let's just go through. Envy, I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. This one, perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I see or set my mind to. So for those of you who tuned in to card one, Let me shift these. There's still something you're carrying forth, and I see it as a mindset. It's a looping, programmed mindset of failure. Whether in your childhood or your adult life, you've had that repeating theme of being called a failure, or that you can't carry through. Oh, you're always just going to give up and walk away, or you're not going to do what it takes to obtain or reach your goal. So you tend to be quite envious of those who can. And you're just like, why is it I can't? And I work just as hard, if not harder, than that person next to me. Yet they blink their eyes and there it is. They get what they want. So you feel very defeated. And I'm just going to use an example of, say we're in a workspace and I'm seeing a big room of all those little cubicles. And you have somebody working, I'm going to say, on the other side of the cubicle board from you. And they just started. They're a new employee. I'm getting they're younger than you. And you've been working there for a long time. Now, of course, this theme of what I'm picking up is going to meet you wherever you're at, whatever situation it comes is brought to mind by what I've just shared. But you both are working on the same project with the skill sets that you have, the knowledge and wisdom that you're bringing forth. And you've been given a deadline. Well, the person on the other side of you meets the deadline in just a few days. You were given, let's say, 2 weeks. They reach it in 3 days, where it takes you the full 2 weeks. And you had the full 2 weeks. It didn't matter if you finished early or took the whole time. And of course, this person's bragging and going on and on about, they got their project done and all their knowledge and blah, whatever it is. I just see it and hear it as wonk, wonk, wonk in your field. So that is triggering and activating that failure program. So you're getting quite envious of them. How can they get completed before me? Am I stupid? Am I a failure? Do they have more education than me? Whatever it is, there is going to be a theme that is going to be running rampant in your mind because of this program that is just literally, as you see in the picture, is just looping and continuing to recreate. Once you get caught up in this envy, it will encompass your entire life. It's all you will focus on. And kind of how this is from my view, it's like I'm seeing this as if we shift it, let me show you. So from my view, this looks like a crown on top of this person's head. And I see it almost as like a vice squeezing the head. So the more you get caught up in that envy and jealousy, you are going to feel like your head or your body is in a vice. So I am inviting you to persevere, because just because that other person was able to reach the finish line in a short amount of time before you does not mean that their outcome is better than yours. I see it as they cut corners. They used other things that you don't have, whether it be knowledge, wisdom, education, to come to their outcome. But it was rushed. They really didn't take the time to tune in, be with the project, be with the outcome, and allow it to give birth. They just created something very quickly where you're sitting with it. And don't allow yourself to get caught up in that envy. Persevere. Stay tuned into yourself and the knowledge and wisdom that you have to bring forth the project. And what's talking to me the loudest is joy is your ultimate creator. So step out of the envy in this failure loop. Step into a moment of joy and gratitude so that you can create all the new in this year. In this 9, where are we? Sorry. 9-year cycle. We're on the first year. So it is going to take some perseverance. There's going to be different times and hurdles throughout this year that you are going to get caught up in these two looping programs, but you've got to come back. I'm almost going to say to creator, source, God, and yourself, because ultimately we are our own directors and creators. We are the ones who are running the show, writing the script. So you've got to be that creator, persevere, and push through. So this crystal petalite, I'm going to look it up in the little book here because I have never heard of this one. All right, so this one is witnessing, the observer, an ability to detach the impersonal quality of the universe. So I love the word, the ability to detach. So you're going to need to harness the energy of the petalite to detach from these looping programs that you need to create a new neural pathway to overcome these programs. So I'm just going to quickly share about the cards. They have it in different messages. So it says, sometimes life feels too close for comfort. Decisions are difficult to make when you are taking life too personally. I mean, how much more perfect is that? When we're caught up in the envy and the failure loops and we're not focusing on persevering, this crystal is reminding you that you're taking life too personally. Step back from the situation. Take a breath. Tune into your heart, your inner voice, because that is where the director, the creator that is you, resides. And that's where the messages will lie. So the spirit of the crystal petalite, or petalite, is here to give you the ability to step back and observe with detachment and neutrality. There is a place within you that allows you to observe without emotion. See the world with the perspective of acceptance, trying to change not what you see as external to you, but rather the lens through which you perceive it. Now is the time to step back and observe what is in front of you. Are you reacting to something that is triggering you? Or are you overwhelmed by the sheer amount of information that you need to process and the time required to sort things out? This crystal spirit reminds you that a clear, detached manner will empower you to understand the true nature of what is in front of you now and to take the steps in your own time. I mean, I couldn't ask for a perfect connection to these cards. It's beautiful. All right, so your Power Thoughts cards, and they're double-sided. So the first one is, each moment of the day is special to me as I follow my higher instincts and listen to my heart. I am at peace with my world and affairs. Turn that so it's a bit easier. And see, what did I ask you all? Tune into your heart. Listen to the messages that it has. The backside is, this is your intention. I am deeply fulfilled by all that I do. And the more you stay in this state of fulfillment, it's another, I see it as another word for gratitude. You're going to be able to cancel out or block these programs of failure and envy from looping, so that the perseverance comes through and you realize all the beautiful blessings that are around you that many times we can't see when we're in this state. Okay? Your other one is, loving others is easy when I love and accept myself. Perfect. And then, sorry, got my reminders. My heart is open. I allow my love to flow freely. I love myself. I love others, and others love me. And to me, it goes along with the same fulfilled state of mind or a state of gratitude. Because when we are in that state of mind, you can be in that state of loving others. And it's not a romantic love. It's loving them as the soul that they are. Each of us are a gift of God, a child of God. And we mirror to each other a lot of times the things that are going on. So the more that you love and accept yourself, the more the states of fulfillment will come through. I'm going to leave it on that one. So our final card, our postcard from Spirit, is, dearest you, since you're on Earth, you understand how buildings are built. Yes? A good, solid foundation, and yet flexibility too. In case of earthquakes, truth be told, you can't offer something sustainable unless it is built from a solid base. Whether it be an idea that takes one form, one step at a time, or an actual house that needs a sturdy foundation, dug, poured, and built. We want to remind you of this because you might need a little encouragement to see this is true in your life at this time. Celebrate the fact that right now you can repair the cracks in the foundation of your life effortlessly, as well as do a general sight check to ensure your hard work is being supported. Do this and know you are building your life on a perfect and solid foundation that will allow you to welcome the many miracles waiting to come and visit. We're so happy for you and so intrigued by whatever you are building. Intrigued by what you're building. So that final card really speaks to me that as it's perfect with the fact that we are stepping into this 1 year in a 9-year cycle. So it's all about setting those new foundations that you will build upon, launch off of. Because if you come into it, this new cycle, with a crumbled foundation, almost like if you were just standing on sand that becomes quicksand. So it's not steady. You're being sucked in. You can't stand up. You're going forward. You can't get out of it. That's not a solid foundation to build upon. So many times we need to tear down, obliterate, destroy the previous foundation and build a brand new one. So I see that with all that came forward, that's what this year ahead in the beginning of this 9-year cycle is inviting you to do, to get prepared so that you truly can come from a place of joy and be the fulfilled, loving creator that you are. letting go of these programs of failure and envy, allowing the perseverance to come through. It's time to build a new foundation. However that unfolds, allow it to come and unfold in however manner, whether it's pretty or it's chaotic or dramatic and traumatic. The more you surrender to it and let it move through you, the quicker the process is going to go, and you will already see the evidence of the foundation building back up under you so that you can start this cycle from a much more solid state of being and existing. So hopefully that message made sense to you all and resonated for those of you who tuned into the one message. All right, so stay tuned. Let me clear the deck and we'll move on to card 2. Okay, so now it's time to move on to the second image. Okay, we'll get 2 crystals. Okay. Some of these I'm going to keep off to the side. We'll choose our last one in the end. All right. So our 2 lesson cards is guilt and service. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. Service. I feel good when I can help others. So those that have chosen the second image, as we step into 2026, we are still very much in the energy of the year of the snake, because that does not end until February 16th of this year. Then we step into the year of the fire horse. So I'm seeing that this guilt card, there are still things that need to be shed, because what does the snake do? It sheds its skin, as do so many other animals and insects in this world. They shed an outer layer, whether it be fur, skin, there may be some other things, but those are the 2 that come to mind. But you see with the spiral, guilt is a lower vibration of frequency. And I love how in this image they've got the different colors. There's a lot of fire energy with the red and then the orange, yet there's the blues and the purples that are bringing in. Despite the cycle and the circling of the guilt in those lower frequencies, there is the healing energies and calm within the storm. So something may come to mind immediately of a cycle that you are working through that you would like to shed. It all stems from an inner program of guilt. Whether you are guilty about something or that's just an energy that surrounds the whole situation. And it could just be something that the point is that was triggered by the situation that brings this program of guilt. And this can be a program that came through from an ancestor of yours. But the program is within your DNA. And until you cancel it and stop and end the program, it will drive the show. So it affects your service to self, service to others. And it almost keeps you in that perpetual loop of serving the guilt back to yourself. So that what does it keeps you locked in place. You're like, I can't move forward. I don't know what to do because I feel shameful. I feel guilty. Oh gosh, what if they find out? What are people going to say about me? What are they going to do? So you see those looping thoughts. So the universe from the spirit messages is inviting you. You've got 3 different messages. This one is, I surrender to a power greater than me. And when you can do that, you're taking the power out of this guilt cycle, and you're connecting to a power greater than you, whether you connect with God or whatever your form of connection, or maybe you don't believe in God. But there is a higher power that you need to surrender this guilt to and ask for guidance of how you can be of service to break the cycle. Your other card is, I'm unapologetic about what I desire and trust that what I focus on will grow. So when we surrender to this higher power, cancel out this guilt, we are trusting and focusing that we can still grow and expand and step into a new level of your, the word is coming through as awareness about life, about yourself, and everything that's connected to it. Because to me, I almost see these as kind of like multiple things. First, I see them as like they are jellyfish, but then I also see them like in psychology where they have those ink blots, and they'll be like, what do you see? Tell me what these pictures are telling you. I also see these as like drops of blood, teardrops. So look at all the times in your life you allowed the guilt to drive the show, and all the remnants of what was left behind. And where were you in any of that? Probably down here with all the puddles. You were servicing the guilt and not surrendering and allowing your true power to come through. Your third card is, there is nothing sexier than my authentic truth. And I think that's beautiful, because when you surrender, cancel out the guilt, focus and trust that growth is coming, your authentic truth is what's driving the show and allows you to be of service. So your other cards here are, is my heart is open. I allow my love to flow freely. I love myself. I love others, and others love me. So your intention is, loving others is easy when I love and accept myself. And this was the same card for those with the first image, but that's what jumped out. Your other card is, my happy thoughts help create my healthy body. Filling my mind with pleasant thoughts is the quickest road to health. So the more you stay in this state of guilt, not in surrender and trust and flow, in your authentic truth, your health is going to take a hit. And it may already be in a deep hit right now. So the more you can let go, release and surrender the guilt, and have faith and trust in yourself and the higher power, Your beautiful truth will come through. Loving yourself and loving others is what's going to help improve your health. So the two crystals that want to be of assistance are black tourmaline and I guess pneumite. I've never heard of the second one. So we're going to look up the black tourmaline, which is all about healthy boundaries, repelling and dispelling unwanted energies, shielding and protection, and a healthy interdependence. There is a saying that good fences make good neighbors. Well-being likewise requires healthy boundaries that respect everyone's uniqueness, similarities, and differences. The appearance of black tourmaline is a sign that now is the time to make sure those fences are neither impenetrable walls nor so porous and broken down that you start to lose track of where you end and others begin. It's invigorating to move between alone time and together time. Maybe you need to be with those extroverts for a while, or maybe you need a long evening alone with a good book. If you've been feeling tired lately, pay attention to where you've neglected yourself at some level, giving too much, suffering from empathy overload, and depending too much on someone else and crowding them. You may need some downtime to remind you that you are a human being, not a human doing. You do not have to earn love through perpetual self-sacrifice, nor do you have to feel overwhelmed and needy. Healthy boundaries mean leaning on others in a balanced way. And black tourmaline spirit is here to nudge you to be mindful of when you need time to yourself and when you need to be among those who accept you exactly as you are. So being that we are still in the energy of the snake, there's still some shedding to be done. Yes, we are in the new Gregorian calendar year of 2026, but we haven't stepped into the lunar new year, which is where we're going to move from the snake to the fire horse. And then truly the new year doesn't come till the spring equinox. So if you're in the northern hemisphere, we are in winter. Southern hemisphere, of course, you're in summer. But I'm going to tap into the energy of winter. It's a time of hibernation, going inward, that state of introspection, so that you can be in that state of stillness and quiet and isolation, and allow the state of surrender to come forth, so that the more you connect to your higher power and you connect to your heart, the messages are going to come through of how it all needs to, I keep hearing the word envelop, to develop. If that makes sense to you. Okay, so let's look up this other crystal, the pneumite. So this one is about achieving self-mastery, inner power, covering your sense of self. Evidence of progress can seem elusive at times, but when pneumite appears, it is a sign that you might be underestimating how far you have come. Our minds are conditioned to pay attention to the negative and overlook all that is good in our lives, including the results of our efforts over time. You may not have received a big blue ribbon or a parade in your honor, but the conscious universe acknowledges and celebrates all your hard work mastering your fears. Make peace with the part of yourself that tells you that whatever you do, it will never be enough. You are developing mastery, and there will be times when you feel as if your progress is slow and inadequate. But you are called now to acknowledge that you have indeed persevered, learned much, and not given up. Doing so will help you to stay the course rather than to veer off track. Be gentle with yourself as you master the challenges you have always seemed to overcome somehow. You're getting better at this thing called life, at building healthy relationships and prosperity, and at knowing and loving yourself as much as the conscious universe does. Give yourself credit and keep practicing. We are all learning, and the spirit of the pneumatite is here to tell you that the conscious universe is watching and is so very proud of you. Sorry, my train of thought left me. Let me reread this word to trigger it. So where it said, it's reminding you that you are underestimating how far you have come. Like I said, as we ended 2025, we were ending a 9-year cycle. So you can go back to, I want you to go back as far as 2016. That was the end of the previous 9-year cycle. What was unfolding in your life at that time? What are some lessons you learned? Things that cause immense growth, loss, whatever it may be. Because when you stepped into 2017, that was your beginning of this cycle that we just closed out. And typically things that show up in the first year of the 9-year cycle is kind of that running theme of what's going to carry forth through the 9 years. And normally by the 9th year, you're bringing closure to that. So I am seeing that something that Source is reminding you is just to stop underestimating how far you have come. Take a moment to give yourself a pat on the back. Congratulate yourself. You have come through a lot. And the more you can be in that state of gratitude and honor and reverence of all that you have achieved, and allow that surrender to happen, wow, some big shifts are going to come forth. And it'll be exciting to see what this 9-year cycle brings for you. So our final card is our postcard from Spirit. Ooh, jumped out. Let's see. Okay. So it says, Dear you, the simple yet powerful law of cause and effect means everything is in relationship. Every action on earth has a consequence. And even in the spirit world, there is a consequence for every action taken on your behalf. Right now, you're facing conditions that were set in motion by past decisions. And we'll stop there. That can even go back to the beginning of your 9-year cycle. So they were coming to a close at the end of 25. And they may still be carrying a theme into this new cycle till we end the lunar year of the snake. So what more do you have to shed that are tied to past decisions that carried consequences? So consequences are coming into being in your favor. They will remind you that making good choices and listening to your intuition pays off. And some things are a little off and uncertain. Know that whatever you are facing, you can step beyond it just by using your imagination and acting on that instead of reacting to what is being presented. Everything you think and do has far-reaching reverberations in the web of life. Move to higher ground and have faith that what goes around comes around. The universe is always self-correcting anyway. Isn't that amazing? How we adore you. And see, it goes back to this card of asking that you trust and focus. Because the more you surrender, your authentic truth is going to come forth. So there's your final card. Alrighty. So we're going to move on to card 3. Hang tight while I relay out the cards. All right, so we are back for Image 3's reading. That one wanted me to do extra reshuffling. Well, sorry. Even I just reshuffled it was saying nope. We will. Ooh, several jumped out there. Ooh, okay. Get here. Okay, so let's get started with our lesson cards. So your first one is growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. And your other one is self-esteem. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. So the first thing that jumped out to me with the growth card is, where are or have you been scared of growth? And I also want to use the word expansion. And this could be right now, or it could be from many years ago to back to your childhood. Where were you ever scared to be more? That's the word that came through. To be more bold, to be more expressive, or to be more visible and heard. And like the first thing that comes to my vision is, was there a time that you were being all that, but someone shut you down big time? And it's just like they chopped off your, let's say, your fingers and left you standing there like gobsmacked, like what just happened? Like you were in the flow. You were in motion and everything was unfolding perfectly. And then all of a sudden, out of left field, all this, what's the word I want to say? I'm being shown an image, but I'm also hearing another word that makes no sense. I'm hearing blasphemy. But what does that have connection to? And that could mean something to you. What I'm seeing is as if you were completely blindsided. So it caused you to have issues with self-esteem. And when we are having issues of self-esteem, we're not going to think it brings up a whole nother cascade of emotions where you can have guilt, shame, regret, dread, being ashamed of yourself for others, thinking you're not good enough, you're not safe enough, you're not worthy enough. That when you did step out to try to be heard, to be seen, to be loved, and you were growing and expanding, something shot you back down and made you start to have issues with self-esteem. And that is a theme that probably has been carrying forth for some time, but I'm seeing that this new cycle of the new that we've just stepped into, the new 9-year cycle, is going to be, these are going to be the themes you're going to be working through. Allowing growth and healing the layers of your self-esteem. So the messages from the universe, so the first one is this one. The universe has your back. You just need to take time to get quiet. And I like how this owl, it's nighttime. Even though they can be quite alert at night, this one has its eyes closed. It's asking you to bask in the beautiful beauty that surrounds you, not just the moonlight, but I'm seeing this as like your heart energy. Bask in all that is you. Trust and have faith that the growth is for your highest good. And that there are allies and resources that will show up in your path when you most need them. But you must trust and have faith that they will be there. Don't be looking for them, just have a knowing that they will be there. Your next one is, my energy creates my reality. What I focus on is what I manifest. So if you sit and are constantly like, well, nothing's coming, nothing good is coming, all I'm getting is more growth of what I don't want, then you're not trusting. You will continue to create the same things that cause the self-esteem issues. You have to trust and have faith that what you focus on is what's going to manifest. Your other ones, the presence of love will always cast out fear. And that love, and see, look, it's the same moon that I said I saw as the heart energy. So the more you can stay tuned into your heart, to the beautiful essence that is you. You are a child of God. He created you in your beautiful essence. Stay in that presence of love and stay out of the fear. Staying out of the fear helps you focus on the true higher vibration and timeline manifestations. Know that the support will show up when it is time and when you are ready, so that the growth can happen and it helps shift the self-esteem. Your final one is, I am the dreamer of my dream. So that goes back into creating, what you manifest. So your crystal energy that wants to come through is Moldavite, and that is a really amazing crystal to come through, because they say that comes from a meteorite that falls to the earth. So it's bringing some very galactic energy and messages from, I had seen a lot of star systems for you. So I'm trying to find it in my book here. Hang tight. I get my fingers to move the pages. All right. So this crystal is all about transformation, rebirth through fire, initiation, and opening to new experiences, revitalization, and renewal. How beautiful is that? Because it goes into your growth, focusing on what you're wanting to create and manifest, and casting out that fear. So it says, new doors open and you cross the threshold. It can be exhilarating to know that you are stepping out of the old and into a new self, ready for the unexpected gifts that come with this initiation. Moldavite's message is to know that as you walk through an open door, you are being reborn in a sense. For you will be different once you make that conscious choice to say goodbye to what was. Rebirth always involves tension and struggle. Crystals can only form if there is plenty of pressure to change. If you are frustrated and uncomfortable, know that relief is on the way. So just focus on what is happening as a better tomorrow begins to reveal itself. Your passage into the new is assured, so be present, be open, be ready for healing to take place. This new experience requires a new you, in a sense, a you that recognizes that you belong here, that you truly can let go of the old. You are so loved, and the conscious universe is so proud of you. That's beautiful, and I love how it says, crystals can only form if there is plenty of pressure to change it. And we are crystals of our own self because we are made mostly up of water. Water is what is needed to create a crystal. And if you think about it, when you have more pressure and tension on you, it forces you to make a change or make a decision. And so this is, I see you're at a crossroads. You are at a choice point of choosing to allow healthy growth to happen or continue to get caught up in the self-esteem loop. So some support cards is, my consciousness is filled with healthy, positive, loving thoughts that reflect themselves in my experiences. I move through life knowing that I am safe, divinely protected, and guided. Next one is, I am totally open and receptive to a wonderful new position, using my creative talents and abilities, working for and with people I love in the wonderful location and earning good money. What's this one? So your intention is, I now create a wonderful new job. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a job. What I'm getting is, it's a new mission, a new calling in your growth cycle that's going to help you to step out of the loop of being caught in the lower frequencies of self-esteem issues. So your postcard from Spirit, dearest you, hold on, both of these? Okay, it's saying both of them. Okay, it felt like it was just one card. So you have something exciting. We have something exciting to share with you. You are a manifesting master, and you don't even know it. There will always be enough of everything that you need in your life, whether it be money, opportunities, love, kindness. So whatever you're asking, sorry, wait just a minute. Okay, sorry. Spirit was trying to get my attention. I don't even remember setting that alarm, but see, Source always finds a way to bring something forth that we need. Okay, so let me finish reading this. Let me start over on this one. There will always be enough of everything that you need in your life. Money, opportunities, love, kindness. So whatever you're asking guidance about, have faith and be open to the many ways in which you will experience prosperity. Spirit is the source of your supply. The universe is always reflecting back to you what you believe. So whenever you fall into insecurity, you will be shown an illusion as if your fear were real. But the truth is that the universe is abundant. You are and always have been enough. And abundance is your natural state. If you can imagine something consistently as truth, you can and will create it. You are so on the right path now. Keep believing, then seeing happens, loving you more and more each day. Which goes back to that manifest. So your final card is Dear, Dear You. It might be hard to believe you'll ever get to where you want to be or go. Feel the way you want to feel and find peace and security, but you can. There's lots to celebrate in this life, but first you need to let go of this attachment to achieving certain results. Which goes back to your growth, self-esteem. It is easy to get caught in the endless loop of wanting this or that so you can feel safe. The only way out is to surrender the attachment. Empty yourself so that you can be filled with something new. The compulsion will be lifted and peace will come. Trust that something better waits, that something new will open up and you will see new opportunities for fulfillment. The truth is whenever you get into the loop, what you are really looking for is spirit. That connection is where the power, the peace, and the purpose lies. Everything else follows after that. Give yourself a hug. We got you. Loving you so much. Those two cards, I can see why it was adamant it wanted both of them read. Those had so much beautiful power through the words that tied in everything that we've just discussed here. It's time for you to truly stop for a minute, give yourself a pat on the back, hug and embrace yourself. Because the more you step into that connection to your heart, the growth can happen, knowing that you are supported at all times. The universe will send you allies to assist you, to help you step out of the fear. Call upon the Moldavite energies, because it's reminding you you're doing a lot better than you think you are. This is an exciting cycle I see you go in that's going to help the true growth to come through and step into a healthy self-esteem. And that is your wonderful new job, is the new self-esteem that has been waiting behind all the fear that you haven't cast out. All right, so that's all for image number 3. Hope you enjoyed and it resonated. Stay tuned for card 4, or image 4. All right, so it's time for our final image. And we have come through some really amazing readings with the previous 3 cards, or 3 images. Ooh, that just gave me cold chills. Woo. Well, several wanted to jump out, but we're not going to have that many, so I'm going to shuffle from this section. That is a lot of cards. And it landed with 3. Crystal. Ooh, a lot of energy wants to shift with this deck of cards. Well, okay. So your lesson cards for the fourth image, you've got 3. So the first one, your driving mental loop is regret. I know that I cannot change the past. Your next one is love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. Your third one is friendship. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. So the first thing that comes forth is there's a lot of, I get very emotional, heavy relationship energy. And it's not necessarily like a romantic relationship. And I'm not necessarily going to say it's a friendship. It could be something that is, you work with somebody, they're in a group that you participate in, an extracurricular activity. Sorry. There might even be, okay, I'm good. I'll take a breath here because I'm feeling so much scattered energy with this grouping. And that may be exactly how you feel. You may feel literally scattered, like you can't gather your thoughts, you can't come to a conclusion. There is so, like this image, I love how there's the different, all the different layers to this image from the very center all the way out. To me, those are the layers that go with this regret. And I'm getting there's a lot of guilt. And see how they're all different colors as well. So this regret and guilt is showing up in your life in many different facets, whether it be in your relationships and friendships, in your love relationships. But I'm also getting the love that you have for yourself, the connection to your own inner beauty. You regret something, and it is pulling you out of alignment with your connection to your heart and your ultimate friendship with yourself. Ooh, this one's really getting me. Hold on. It's grabbing my throat chakra. Where are you feeling, let's say, grabbed in the throat by life, by situations, by people? Where do you feel something is taking your voice away, keeping you from being heard? And it could be someone else casting their regret onto you. Maybe they're regretful that you didn't do something for them that really, it wasn't meant for you to do. It was them that was meant to do it. And that can come up many times in friendships. There'll be a lot of regret and hardships, disappointments. And so, I'm sorry, I just keep getting so much tangled energy. It keeps bringing me back to this image. It kind of reminds me of like cymatics, where they dropped all the different either crystals or sand, and then it's on a plate. Then they turn on the machine that pulses a frequency, and then it creates the beautiful imagery. That's what I'm seeing. When I keep going back here to the petals of regret, I'm getting that for every situation that the regret is the underlying tone. The cymatic image is going to be different. So he's going to create a different geometric shape to help you shift out of the undertone of regretting your decisions or actions or behaviors, so that the true love can be birthed and bring in the inner friendship back with yourself and even your outer friendships. There's still so much, I can't even digest it all to speak it, if that makes sense. I literally feel like I'm in a spin cycle, being tossed around a washing machine. So your messages from the universe, and this one came through on another one of the readings. The presence of love will always cast out fear. So, there you've got the double message of love. So when you stay connected, and this same thing with the other reading, I see this as the heart energy. When you can stay connected to your heart, the love that you have for yourself and others can come into creation, I'm seeing. And I see like seeds being planted. So it's creating pathways for the new birth, the new growth. But you've got to move through these regrets, because it's what's keeping the seedlings from popping through the soil. Because the fear that we stay in with the regret will keep the true bounty from being birthed. Your next support card is My Faith Has the Power to Turn Trauma into Healing, Conflict into Growth, and Fear into Love. Fear and love. Love. Can you see the continued theme that is here, that needing to step out of that fear so that the love can come through? Your next one is I let go of the shadow of the past by seeing someone for the first time with the eyes of love. Hello. There's the love again. And it's seeing someone, and it could be a friendship, a relationship, whether it's a love relationship. And I also say seeing yourself. Okay. Here's a little bit more of that love. Love is all there is. Love is powerful. Your love and my love. Love brings us peace on earth. Can you say there's a strong message from Source coming through for you? Next one. My work is deeply fulfilling. Today, I give my best to that which I do, knowing that when one experience is complete, I am led to even more fulfilling and more rewarding experiences. And see, the more rewarding experiences come through when you let go of the regret. So our support crystal is the carnelian. And look at that beautiful red energy. Woo! It's got a strong love vibration, plus it's got a lot of fire energy, which is all about burning away that regret so that you can give birth to what you have planted the seeds for. So carnelian is all about increased confidence, dignity, poise, and self-assurance. Rising above the fray is much easier when you feel confident in your strengths and know that the conscious universe is lighting the path for you. There's no shame in feeling unsure as you leave behind the unfamiliar. The carnelian is here to help you grow your confidence so that you can experience dignity and poise, even when it is clear that you are imperfect and not completely certain of what step to take next. You have come so far and grown so much. Give yourself credits and know that you make the best decision for the good of all when you feel self-assured because you are connected to the conscious universe, your co-creator at all times. You are awake and alert, heeding the signs that guide you on the healing path so you can hold your head high. Let's see. Carnelian tends to come to those who procrastinate or have a hard time and difficulty in gathering the courage to take the first step. It lights a fire in your belly, pulls you up by the bootstraps and says, let's go for it. And that is what definitely is going to help shift this regret. And it's wanting me to read the relationship portion of this. So it says, there is strength in allowing yourself to be vulnerable. And vulnerability is scary, but it's also such a beautiful gift that once you can step into it and just surrender and not care what comes, good or bad, that's when the monumental shifts happen. And I know most people don't want to get into that vulnerability, but let me tell you, it's worth it. So it says, after all, intimacy and trust can only be built if you let yourself be seen as you really are. Be confident in all that you have to offer and know that the universe wants all of your relationships to nourish you. The Carnelian is here to remind you of how wonderful you are. Rest assured that you experience your dignity and hold your head high. Others will recognize that you are a pillar of strength and a beautiful, unique spirit. You deserve the relationship that you want for yourself. Be assured that the conscious universe is working to see that you have it. And there's that love energy again. So our final postcard from Spirit. Ooh, feel the energy shifting. All right. Hold on. Okay. Dear you, it might be hard to believe you'll ever get to where you want to go. Feel the way you want to feel and find peace and security, but you can. There's lots to celebrate in this life, but first, you need to let go of this attachment to achieving certain results. It is easy to get caught in the endless loop of wanting this or that so you can feel safe. The only way out is to surrender the attachment. Empty yourself so you can be fulfilled with something new. The compulsion will be lifted and peace will come. Trust that something better waits. That something new will open up and you will see new opportunities for fulfillment. The truth is, whenever you get into the loop, what you are really looking for is spirit. That connection is where the power, the peace, and the purpose lies. Everything else follows after that. Give yourself a hug. You got this. Loving you so much. And it's funny because that was, I think, the same message from Spirit from the last reading. And that was after shuffling the deck. So definitely to tie up the whole theme for your message, once you can work through the layers of the regret in your life, allow the seismic energy of friendship first with you and others, the love that's going to blossom from your heart back to this heart energy, allowing you to cast the fears out that are keeping you from stepping into the love and the growth that is meant for you by getting caught up in the traumas of the regret. When you can see past the past, step into the future, allow this fire energy of the carnelian to help remind you of the love that is you, the support that is there. I see some big things coming forth for you, because with all that fire energy from the carnelian, there's definitely going to be a lot that is going to take place, and it's going to be beautiful. And like I say, the energy and frequency that you give off is going to attract in your allies and the connections that are going to help serve your growth through not just this year, but your 9-year cycle, so that you don't spend the next 9 years living in regret, but in love. Hopefully that makes sense to you, and this reading has served you well. So that's all for the 4th image, and I thank all of you all for showing up today for your reading, and it was a true honor to bring forth these messages. Until next time, realize that life brings so many obstacles and challenges. It's our ultimate choice whether we choose to perceive them as roadblocks or perceive them as stepping stones to learn and grow from. And when we can do that, boy, that shift of perspective will show you what's been underlying all of it all along, but we couldn't see it because all we were caught up was in with our mind was the endless loop of the trauma that knocked us off kilter. Step into love, and love will be your guiding force. Till next time, much love, everyone. Bye-bye.